Hossein. Today we'll be briefly looking at what we call logical connectors. Now, some of you might panic when seeing this word logical connector for the first time, but while don't panic. Logical connector is just an English that went to private school. Another word for logical connector, you can call it transitional signals. I hope you know that one, transitional signals, which is the same thing as logical connectors. Um, Briefly, I will be taking you through explanations. What are logical connectors? What I said on my explanation was that logical connectors are ways that help to show how ideas are connected. Now, means that there has to be two paragraphs or there must be two sentences that must be put together, that must be connected together in order for them at the end to have a relationship. Logical connectors are used to drain Logical connectors are used to join or connect two ideas that have a particular relationship. As I said, two sentences can be connected or paragraphs can be connected. Moving right along, I gave an example here of a logical connectors. Firstly, I started by providing a sentence that doesn't have what you call a logical connector. My sentence says that Ali has a fever, he did not attend school. Now you could see that something is running short here, something is not right with this sentence. Now the second sentence, that's when I wrote that um, that's when Ali had high fever. As a result, he did not attend school. Now, in logical connectors, we are having what we call the cause and the effect. Now, the fact that Ali had a fever is a cause, and the fact that he did not attend school is an effect. Now, logical connectors shows us the result of the cause. I hope you understand. The second one, I said she arrived late for the test. She was not allowed to take in. The logical connector that I used on my second um, on my second sentence was that she arrived late for the test. Consequently, he was not allowed to take it. Now, consequently shows us the result. Now, consequently shows us that the fact that she arrived late for the test, she was not allowed to take it in. Now, the effect is that she was not allowed to take it in, and the cause was that she arrived late for the test. I hope they make sense and that you understand. Now, moving right along, we'll be looking at types of logical connectors. Our first one will be additional signal. This indicates to the reader that you are going to add information to the previous point or continue on top of on the same topic by providing further point. Examples are first of all, for one thing, secondly, also next, and others. Now the example that I used here, I took one of the logical connector which is moreover and used this in a sentence. Which does texting while driving is dangerous. Moreover, it's illegal to some other countries. Now remember what we said in our definition. We said that this indicates to the reader that to add you are going to add information. Now, the fact that texting while driving is dangerous, we use the logical connector moreover and continue by saying that it's illegal in some other countries. You add on top of the first idea that you provided. I hope it makes sense. Moving to the second one, which is time signal. This indicates the order in which a series of events or the stage in a process occur, or they can be used to indicate that you are providing supporting points in a particular order. First, secondly, then next, finally, which are our logical connectors that can be used under this logical connector time signal. Example that I gave is that every ruler must remember three things. First, that he rules a man. Secondly, that he rules according to law. And thirdly, that he does not rule forever. Now, what is our first logical connector here? Firstly, firstly, it gives us the first or what we can call a main which is seconded by the fact that he rules according to the law. Now remember, the first one was that he rules the man, and it was supported by the word secondly that says or continue by saying that he rules according to the law. Now the first sentence is supporting the first one. You can not start by saying secondly without having firstly. You have to start by saying firstly, secondly, thirdly, and so forth. Um, I hope you understand. I also gave some examples under time signal using secondly and finally. But then moving right along to um, another continuous signal, we have what we call the change of direction signal. We have what we call change of direction signal. This indicates to the reader that you are introducing an opposing or alternative point of ramping, not of ramping that, literally of ramping, but then another point. Now let's go to our example. One of our example here is that I tried hard to teach my sign language. I tried hard to teach her my sign language, but she was dumb and unattentive. Now, what is our first point here? The main point there is that this particular person tried to teach this other one sign language. But, the word but, he was dull or slow, we could say, to to pay attention. Now, but has been used there as a logical connector. Now, let's go to our second example. The engineer said the bridge was now safe. However, no one wanted um no one wanted to risk crossing it. Now, regardless of how the engineers said that this bridge is safe because we know it and stuff like that, no one wanted to risk it. Now, the logical connector that was used there is however. I hope you get it there. Now, another logical connector is that the illustration signal. This indicates to This indicates that you are going to provide an example or illustrate. You always hear people saying blah 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 blah, for example, like this, like that. Okay, now these are being used there. The example that I provided here for you guys is that the 2015 Christmas fall strike was very violent. For example, several buildings in developing universities were burned and some students got arrested. Some students got arrested. Now, I defended my point by giving example that the reason why I'm saying this was violent is because some particular universities were banned and students got arrested. So that shows how violent, I may say, the strike was. Um, Moving right along, going to the conclusion statement. This indicates that you are going to conclude the paragraph or the particular topic you are dealing with, or in some cases, they may indicate a relationship of cause and effects between two ideas. Now, the example that I gave, going to the second one, because of time, I'm going to the second one. I say that you had no real knowledge and therefore no way to make a wise decision. Now, let's go back to our definition. This indicates to you, this indicates that you are going to conclude a paragraph or the particular topic you are dealing with. Or in some cases, they may indicate a relationship of cause and effects between two ideas. Now, the second example, in my example that I used, I said you had no real knowledge and therefore no way to make a wise decision. I hope you get it. Now, this first one, the fact that this person had no knowledge, it leads us to saying that he doesn't have or she doesn't have, she can't say she can't make right decision or wise decision. Then we use the logical connector, therefore, to show the result of the cause. I hope you also get it. The cause and effect. This tends to express, this tends to express a cause and effect relationship between two or more ideas. For examples, because, or, from, and etc. etc. Now the example that I provided there, guys, is example of cause and effect. She arrived late for the test. Consequently, she was not allowed to take it. Now let's go back to our definition. I said this tends to express a cause and effect relationship between two or more ideas. Now, this person arrived late to the test. It's a cause. Now, what is the effect? She was not allowed to take it. Now, we use the logical connector consequently to show um, the effect of the cause. The cause is that she arrived late. The effect was that she was not allowed to use it. Now, consequently, because she arrived late, she could not ride. The second one, I say quickly, Ali has a high fever. As a result, he did not attend school. Now, what's the cause there? The cause is that Ali had a high fever. Now, as a result, the effect is he did not attend school. Now, we used um, as a result, to show what the effect that was caused in a sentence. Now the cause I say is high fever. He had high fever, and the effect is he did not attend school. Moving right along, guys. Things that need to be avoided when writing academic writing. Guys, we have that writing that you use your WhatsApp writing, your Facebook writing, your hashtags and stuff. Here we are in university, guys. You must take that serious. We won't read such language. Now, things that you must do when writing academically so. Do not use contractions such as don't, won't, can't. Use words such as do not, will not, or cannot. Those are This is what we call academic writing. My other point was that for academic purposes in South Africa, we use British English. We know that we are colonized, fully colonized education. So we are suffering, guys. We have to accept it. But saying this in a good way, I'm playing. We don't have South African English. We use um, the British English. Yeah, we don't use the US English but the British English. I give you an example here using these two words, the organization and organization. Now I highlighted the word Z or Z, you can call it, and the word S. Now the correct one to use is this one, organization, but not this organization that have a Z. Now, do not use the letter I when writing because we are expected to write from an objective perspective. Now, do not personalize things when writing, such as in an essay. Don't write, I will do this, I will do that. No, generalize. Write this in an objective perspective. Don't be personal, guys. Guys, we've come to our end of the session. I hope this was useful to you and you got how logical connectors are used. Remember, I said logical connectors is just that English that went to private school. Another term for logical connectors is transitional signals. You connect paragraphs, you connect um, you connect what we call sentences. You understand? Guys, this is the end of the session. As I said, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it and that you have learned from it and it was beneficial to you. For me, Bilwe Ishmael, how to see Kosani, all the best.